Welcome back to the channel that tries to fix broken electronics and keep them out of the landfill. Today I have a somewhat special project to work on. It's not anything super special, it's a Nintendo Switch OLED edition. But the special thing is that I bought it on eBay and the seller actually reached out to me and said that they were a subscriber to the channel, which I thought was pretty cool because I only have like 1,200 subscribers. So the fact that I bought something from one of those 1,200 people is pretty remarkable. I think the odds are probably astronomical. So let's get it out of the box and see what we got. Okay, so here is what they sent us. And put that to the side. I think it's probably... Okay, so the console is water damaged, and they said they were going to add in some of the white Joy-Cons that were kind of damaged by the water. So that's a nice little addition. I thank them a lot for that. And they wrapped it really nice, which is cool. And here is the Switch OLED. They also sent it to me with this nice little grip. That's kind of cool. Appreciate that. Let's see. And all in all, the console doesn't appear to be in too bad of a shape, but they did say the screen was damaged from the water damage. It's supposed to work, I think, in docked mode, so we're going to see if that's true and if it's just a screen issue. And if so, I'm thinking I can swap this board out for a different OLED I have that I've worked on before. We'll put this to the side, and what's in here? Oh yeah, they said they were, okay. So a micro SD card, a 256 gigabyte Nintendo Switch branded. That's really cool. Thanks a lot for that. Appreciate that. All right, so let's see if this even turns on. Oh, okay. Well, there's your answer for that. It does turn on, but there's absolutely nothing on screen. So I'm getting all the sounds. Ah, that's so unfortunate. All right, so all the sounds. So it seems like the board in here is working pretty good. And it's just that the screen is dead. Now that might just be, I don't know if that's something that can be fixed actually. If it's just a backlight, not really a backlight on this, is it? Because OLED. We'll take a look at it. But it is cool that it works, and you can definitely hear that it works. All right, but that gives us a place to start, if nothing else. I'll see if I can find a fault, and if not, then I'll just use this board and the other switch. And then I'll try and use this good working board to diagnose the other board and see what's wrong with that. So I could have 2 possible wins, but at least hopefully 1 win in here. So, all right, let's get this apart. Okay, now that I've gotten this Switch out of its case, we can take a look at it a little bit closer. And we can see that it's definitely had, let's see if I can get that on camera, some water damage. You can see the indicator's gone off. We'll have to get it under the microscope to see if there's any other obvious signs of damage on here, around the ribbon cables or anything like that. Otherwise, this looks like a pretty good clean board. So, I mean, I know it's been water damaged, and they said they took it out and dried it. It looks like they did a pretty good job. I don't see any obvious corrosion, but I'll get it under the microscope and see if anything pops out. I'll start down here because I always like to start around here. I mean, that looks clean. A little bit messy here, but yeah, that's a good angle. Definitely a little bit of corrosion in there, and there, and some there. Okay, so this board working with a little bit of corrosion. Not, I mean, it might not really be corrosion, it might just be dried water like stains. Hasn't gotten to the point of corrosion yet, but there's something going on here. Yeah. Is this OLED connector Really, it's just right around in this area here. Other side of the board, still good. Yeah, a little corrosion around M92. Oh, okay. Amazing that this is actually still working with that. Just a little bit of corrosion all around here, like just water residue. We'll call it residue. We won't call it corrosion yet. We'll call it residue. So P13 looks okay. I mean, it works. That's impressive enough. Just see if we can figure out what it is about it that's causing us issues. I want to give it a good clean with some IPA and we'll come back. I'm actually going to pry this part up because I want to make sure that there's nothing underneath here. Okay, so that doesn't look too bad. I'm just gonna spray some underneath here and just in case any got underneath here and are gonna cause us some issues in the future. We don't want that, do we? All right, and you'll have to forgive me if my voice sounds a little bit off, but I am getting over COVID. Actual COVID too, it's kind of crazy. So, yeah, not feeling the greatest, but here we are, back to do another video. All right, so I think I have two options here. I think I can try plugging this board into my other Switch OLED and see if that works. And if I get a display on the screen, because if I don't get a display on the screen, then it means that that display on this Switch isn't necessarily broken. It could be the driver on here or whatever's, you know, supposed to be pushing the information to the display is where the issue is, and in that case we'll have a better understanding of the problem at hand. So yeah, I'm going to do that, I think, first. Yeah, I don't like that had a whole bunch of stuff around the APU. It's like a ticking time bomb feeling almost, not gonna lie. Probably could do with a good legitimate sonic cleaning. This is the best this board's gonna get. Okay, we're getting 12 volts, very little amperage, so it's probably just a dead battery. Let it charge for a little bit and see if we get anything on the screen. No, once it bumps up in amperage, at some point this is gonna jump up and be like, okay, good. I'm hoping. I mean, this is one. See? There we go. And like I said, bumped up to 460 milliamps now. I think I'll leave it plugged in. We can try this. Oh, look at that. Already have, so it was the screen in the other one, wasn't it? Oh, okay. Maybe just let it sit for a little bit longer and give it another try. Yeah, we'll just leave it for a little bit and let it charge. All right, what I'm gonna do is, oh, perfect timing. Look at that. Okay, well, it looks like the screen's on, so that's all that really matters. You can hear the touch screen. All right, so now that I know that this board works with this screen, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to see if I can use this good working board to figure out what's wrong with the board that originally came into this one, because I changed a few things out. It had absolutely no power. It wouldn't turn on. So I feel like I don't know. I mean, I changed the M92. I think I changed the BQ chip. This was pretty early on when I didn't, you know, I still don't know what I'm doing a lot of times, but I didn't know what I was doing and I just kind of like changed some things out. So we'll see if I get any readings that can help me, can help indicate what might be the issue. And maybe I can fix that board, which would be great because an OLED board is always useful. Okay, so I went through and checked the non-working board against the working board just to see if I could see anything with the multimeter that stood out, any shorts, anything that seemed off, and I couldn't find anything. I didn't check every component because there's just too many for me to check right now. But nothing stood out on the M92, BQ chip, P13, any of the Max ICs. So I plugged it in and I get 480 milliamp draw. So I think it's charging the battery. I just don't think it's turning on for some reason. Don't quite know where to go from here. That's kind of why I gave up on that board in the first place, because I really just didn't know what to do next. If anyone has any ideas of what I should look at moving forward, I know there's not a lot to go on, but if thought I'd give it a shot, see if anyone has any ideas. At least I did manage to salvage one working OLED switch from this, which is nice. I'm going to use it to replace my old LCD switch as my personal device, so I'm looking forward to that because I really like the way the screen on the LCD looks, and I really like the way the screen on the OLED looks, and I mostly, when I do play, which isn't that often, unfortunately, when I do play, I play in handheld mode because it's just easier that way for me. I left it charged for a little bit, so you can see it's still working. It was completely wiped, so I had to go through little steps to get it to this point, but it does seem to work. The Joy-Cons connect. The only thing I need to do is test to see if it can read a card, a game card. And yeah, there you go. Look at that. Gonna focus on that. So it does read the game card. That's nice. And then I guess the only other thing I need to do is check and see if it docks. All right, now we got the switch docked, and yeah, we get something on a monitor. So good. Looks to be in good working order. Man, I really do like the vibrant color of this screen. So I think all in all, this looks to be in pretty good working order. The case is in good condition. The screen that I use from the non-working OLED is in good condition, no scratches on it. So I'm happy about that. But I want to thank Giggles the Bear for selling me this Nintendo Switch OLED and including a bunch of extra goodies, the Switch grip, the extra Joy-Con, and micro SD card. You didn't have to do that, but I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate everyone who's subscribed to this channel over the last little more than a year. This has been such a fun little journey I've gone on, learning about console repair, micro soldering, something I didn't even know existed, a year and a half ago. It's been an absolutely fun journey, and I look forward to continuing to learn more about electronic repair with you all. And I hope you learned something useful in this video. I know there wasn't a lot to learn because it was kind of just a board swap, but hopefully in the next video, we'll get into something a little bit more micro soldering, more technical repair. I mean, I didn't even have to put my hair up for this one, so that kind of tells you the level of difficulty this was. Hopefully in the next video, I won't still sound like I have this cold. I do want to mention that if you have a damaged device and you want me to take a look at it and try to fix it, reach out at fixmorewasteless@gmail.com and let me know what issue you're having with what console, and I'll tell you if I think I can help. I mean, I'm not charging for this. This isn't like a service. It's something I'm offering to whoever watches my videos. You don't have to subscribe or anything like that, really. Just reach out and tell me you've got a broken console and I'll see if I can help you fix it, all you're going to have to cover is shipping to and from, which depending on what console it is, it's somewhere probably between $10 to $20 each way. So if it's something smaller like a Switch or DS, it's going to be maybe even less than $10. If it's PlayStation 5, depending on where you live and how you ship it, it could be even more than $20, honestly, because those are just so much bigger, so much heavier. But I'm not going to charge for the actual repair, which can run hundreds of dollars or more for something as simple as, I won't say simple like it's easy, but simple as a HDMI port repair, because those things happen way too often. But I'm willing to work on it and try to fix it somewhat for free. If it's a screen that's damaged on like a 3DS or something like that, then you're gonna have to pay for the screen because that costs a good chunk of change. But if it's a port or a chip, unless then it's an expensive chip, I'm not going to charge for a port replacement because I have those lying around. It's not that expensive, at $2 or $3 on AliExpress. I'm not worried about that. But there are no guarantees. I mean, obviously, if you look through my videos, you'll see some where I have some successes and some where I have failures. I like to put most of what I do out there, unless it's just boring and not a good repair at all, even if it's a failure, because I like to be transparent, and I'm not a professional by any means, and I don't want it to come across like I'm a professional that knows exactly what I'm doing. I'm just following what I've seen others do and what I've learned from my own failures and successes. So again, like, if you're willing to let me look at your device, you don't have the money to pay for a repair like that, reach out, let me know. I'm happy to help. Just a way for me to like give back to those who watch my videos, give back to the community, help people repair devices that are broken if they're sitting on the fence of getting it fixed or just throwing it out. I'd rather you try and get it fixed, obviously. Um, so if you're willing to take a little bit of a risk and potentially be disappointed, then maybe that's something you want to do. And even if it's something that's been like water damage, you think it's completely gone, I can take a look at it. I won't charge a diagnostics fee, at least. That's about the best I can offer in those kind of cases. But that'll do it for this video. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll catch you in the next one.